Good morning, girls. This is Dr. Kiran Deshwal, Assistant Professor English. In this video lecture, I will teach you the remaining story, My Beloved Charioteer, written by famous Indian novelist Shashi Deshpande. We left our story at a crucial situation where the grandmother, the narrator of this story, is telling about her relationship with Aarti. She is very blunt in describing what she thinks about her daughter. Her situation is very pathetic. She is a helpless mother who have to allow her daughter to smoke just because it gives happiness to her disturbed daughter. Aarti is in pain because of her husband's death. So the mother is unwilling because smoking is dangerous for health, but somehow she allows it because it gives pleasure to lonely Aarti. Let us see what happens next. These bitter thoughts do not often occupy me. We know that this story is running in flashback technique. In flashback technique, the narrator thinks about the past. So here, the grandmother is recalling the past events happened in her life, and she says that I don't like the fact that my daughter smokes, but I allow her just because of her happiness. So, this is a bitter thought because she is thinking in a negative way for her dear one. So, these bitter thoughts do not often occupy me. The narrator is saying that though it is a bitter thought, but I don't have time to think about all these things because I have my work. Work keeps you busy. Keep doing something and you will forget the worries of your life. The quiet routine of my day is like balm to my soul. It happens. Generally, Indian housewives though they have so many problems, but they overcome from them or they heal somehow all these problems just by doing household works. Their work is a good exercise for their mental health. Daily chores, daily works, daily household works are not monotonous but soothing because they takes away their worry for some time. Now that the child is with me, the day is full of meaning. Here, this is about Preeti. Preeti is with the grandmother and she it is helpful for her to pass the day. The day becomes meaningful because the child Preeti is with her. I wait, eager as a child myself. The grandmother waits for Preeti as a child, as Preeti waits for her, for her to return from school. When she has a holiday, I don't know who is happier, she or I. Very beautiful description. It is a thing of happiness for both grandmother and granddaughter. They know that today it's a holiday and they will spare time together. And if it is an unexpected holiday, we are equally full of glee. Both of them are happy. But when she, my daughter, and her mother sees referred here for Aarti, grandmother's daughter and Preeti's mother. When she comes to us, when Aarti comes to us, we feel guilty because Aarti doesn't enjoy life, and both of these characters enjoy life. So they feel guilty when she comes in front of them and hide our happiness. They have to hide their happiness. Again, grandmother is narrating an incident where Aarti asked to Preeti, "Do you remember your papa?" Aarti had asked her one day with a sudden harshness. So she is harsh towards her child. She doesn't speak in in a harmonious voice, or we can say in a happy voice. Papa, there had been a moment's hesitation. The child hesitates because it is hard for the children to recall or remember things. And Priti was very small when her father passed away. Then she had replied, "Yes, I remember," because the child knows that the mother wants the answer in positive. So she does so. "Yes, I remember." "No, you don't. Don't lie to me." This is the reaction of the mother, that you don't know your papa and you are lying to me. The child had stared at her with a frightened face. It usually happens whenever we rebuke a child, he or she frightens, feeling she had done something wrong. It's a child's psychology. When we rebuke them, they think that they have done something wrong, though she didn't know what it was because she is not old enough to understand things. When Aarti had left us, she had burst into sobs. After asking this, Aarti leaves and the child burst into sobs. She starts weeping because whenever we rebuke a child, the child frightens and starts weeping. Clinging to me, the child clings to the grandmother. And I had been full of pity because we know that the mother is helpless. Aarti is in depression just because of the death of her husband, but she is neglecting the child. She is not giving the love which she deserves. More for Aarti, who could turn happiness into a wrong. So, this is the situation, and we can understand the mental trauma by these lines. But I can say nothing to her because I'm her mother. How can I rebuke her? How can I say something to her? She has never shared anything with me. It is said that we should share our sorrow and happiness with our dear or near ones, because when you share happiness, it increases, and when you share sorrows and worries and pain, it decreases. So we should share, but Aarti doesn't share, and this pains the grandmother. And when Aarti doesn't share, the grandmother also can't share, because sharing and caring is mutual. But I can say nothing to her. She has never shared anything with me, and now she hides her sorrow like a dog its bone. Very beautiful comparison. A dog always hides its bone that other might eat it. Similarly, Aarti hides her sorrow. She guards it jealously and will not let me approach. She let not approach the grandmother to her sorrow, but the grandmother wants to share her pain and her sorrow. And I have kept my distance too. But grandmother is a concerned mother. She is very caring and she understands everything. That's why she maintains her distance. It was only in imagination that I cuddled her as a child. She craves to cuddle Aarti because she is in pain, and no mother can see his or her child in pain. So she cuddles her in imagination that I shared her happiness and confidences when she was a girl. When Aarti was a girl, The mother used to share her happiness and confidences, but now Aarti has made herself reticent in everything, and now I assume her grief in the same way. Now the grandmother wants to share her pain, her grief. She imagines, look, I tell myself, I will say to her. She thinks that. She plans that I will make her understand by saying this, pouring some water into my cupped palms. Look, I will say, as the water seeps through, leaving nothing. You cannot hold on. This is the philosophy of life. You can't hold on anything for the whole lifetime. You can't have happiness for the whole life. You can't have sorrow for the whole time. Like happiness and sorrow, the incidents of life, these emotions in life are like water in our hands. Like we can't hold water in our hands for a long time. Similarly, we can't hold on feelings for a long time in our life. You cannot hold on. You will have to let go. This is the philosophy of life. If you want to live your life, you have to things let go. But I know I'm fooling myself because Aarti will not understand these things. And I have no courage to speak. I cannot speak in front of her. I can just tell her all these things in imagination only. I'm only a foolish middle-aged woman who has never known how to win anyone's love. See, she is very frank. She accepts that I don't know the trick to win the heart of others. Preeti's affection, that is a gift from heaven, the ray of sunshine God sends even to the darkest corners. Here we have the significance of our title, My Beloved Charioteer. In Mahabharata, Sri Krishna worked as the charioteer of Arjuna because Arjuna was unable to fight with his relatives. He got confused. He said to Sri Krishna, how can I fight with my relatives? He's my grandfather, he's my uncle, they are my brothers. How can I fight with them? And above of all these, Dronacharya is my teacher. How can someone go against his or her teacher? So, the same situation is happening with the grandmother. She wants to tell Aarti that leave all these. Why are you ruining your life and the life of this child Preeti? But she is unable to speak. She doesn't have the courage, but she takes Preeti to be her charioteer. Preeti gives her strength to fight, to move on, to go ahead, to work on her plan. So, Preeti's affection, that is a gift from heaven, the ray of sunshine which God sends even to the darkest corners. Very beautiful comparison. Preeti's affection towards the grandmother is a gift from heaven. Preeti's affection is gifted to the grandmother by God to her. It's a ray of sunshine which God sends even to the darkest corners because God helps those who helps themselves. Thanks for watching this. We will be continue in our next video.